Hey, Facebook Live, TPZ family. We are here with Joseph Stallings. He has many jobs, right? He's not only is he a worship leader. Do you do music? You play instruments?
Yeah, I play piano too.
He plays the piano. He's also a features producer on 700 Club Interactive.
Yeah.
Yes. But we want to talk about your music. And your band, well, it's not a band, worship group.
Yeah.
Revival.
Worship Movement.
Revival Worship Movement. If you don't know who they are, check them out. We've tagged them on here. Revival Worship Movement. So how did it all get started?
Really, the guy Terrence who was playing the piano today. Like I've been doing worship for a long time, and he was like, "Hey, I have this song that I really feel like God wants you to sing. I wrote it, but I feel like your voice on it would be great." And so he was like, "Come sing it." And so we just started a band from there.
And that was it? How recent?
Probably about a year now.
It's been a year. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we just all got together. It's a very eclectic and diverse group.
Yes. So before we get to the music, let's backtrack a bit, because for those of you who don't know, Joseph, your life was not always perfect.
No.
In fact, you were, and I was so surprised because when I didn't know this until I was researching. I think I saw a testimony from Interactive, and you were like, you were dealing drugs, and then you got hooked on cocaine.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How did that all come about? Because
I think it was just, so I was in the military straight out of high school. I went to the military, but I always had like friends and stuff that dabbled in drugs and smoking weed and things like that. So that was kind of the thing to do. And then I went into the military, and then when I got back, I just hooked up with the same friends again, and they were a lot deeper in things than what it was before. And so it just kind of happened that way. I started doing like a lot of it.
The hard stuff.
Yeah, like it went straight up.
Now I gotta say this because I mean, your parents were pastors. You were a pastor's kid. You grew up in the church.
Yeah,
you heard the word.
I told my dad that I had to do something to make his job worth it.
That's so proud. But I gotta say this because as a parent, it's like you do all the right things and you teach your kids all the right things, but yet you still ended up falling in the wrong crowd and just slipping into drugs. So what would you say to a parent or even a young person at your age who's like, just hanging out with friends, we just chilling, we're smoking here and there? What would you say first to the parent, then to the child, to kind of stop them from?
For the parent, I would say love them through it, like constantly love them through it, because that's the only thing that's gonna bring them out of it. Like if my parents were like, at first they were kind of like hard on me, and then they were just like, you know what? You're a grown man. You have to make your own decisions for you. We're going to keep praying for you, but we love you, and that's where we leave it there. You know what I mean? We put you in God's hands. We raised you right. We prayed over you, so we're just going to leave it there. And then for that child, they need to hear that. You have to know that your parents love you. I mean, your parents love you unconditionally. I mean, I know we don't understand that all the time, but if you think about something that you birth out of your own body disappoints you, you still love that thing.
Yeah.
You still love that person.
So in your deepest, darkest time when you were in it and you were like, didn't really care, I'm going to keep doing drugs, and, did you feel your parents' love? Did you know?
Oh, yeah.
Was it like, okay, I know they love me, but I'm going to keep doing what I want to do?
Yeah, I actually turned around because one of my friends got killed and shot in the head in a drug deal that I was supposed to do.
Ooh.
And then when that happened, I heard God speaking. He was like, how many more people have to die for you? And so when he said that, like, that just kind of changed me. My mentality is like, there's somebody out there who needs what I have, and I'm not honoring my parents or honoring God if I don't allow God to use me in that terms. And then I kind of just dropped everything.
Now speak to someone now who may be watching who was you in that position. You can look to the camera and speak to them. What would you tell them as they're listening?
I would just say, like, if you're lost and you're looking for that thing to fulfill you, then it's not in drugs, it's not in alcohol, it's not even in a person, because we all have our addictions, and no matter what it is, God wants to heal us from those things, and he wants to take us to another level. But you have to be willing to say, God, I will do it. God, I will listen to what you're saying. God, I love you. And when you do that, then he brings about the change. A lot of times we're trying to force ourselves to do something, but he brings about the change. He says, call unto me and I will show you great and mighty things. He's the one that's going to show you great and mighty things. You can't do it by yourself.
That's awesome. And Joseph is a living testimony. I mean, if you don't believe it, just look at his life.
Yeah.
Look at what God has done for him, poured love upon you. Now you're worshiping prophetically. And a lot of people may not know what that is, but God is using you mightily at CBN through worship. Did you ever imagine how far he could take you?
I never wanted it.
Yeah.
I'll try to run away from it as far as I could. But, you know, he chased me down.
It was the calling in your life. And before we let you go, for those who don't know, what is prophetic worship? Because I know, you know, I've heard you worship and sing, and it's like there's something about the atmosphere that just shifts and changes. And for you, I mean, can you even explain it? What is prophetic worship?
I think what prophetic worship is just the thing, just like prophecy, you're just singing it into somebody's life. You're declaring and decreeing things that's inside their lives to change the atmosphere. And I feel like if you command the atmosphere, I think that's what God gives us, right? Mm-hmm. Like, think about that when he was walking and then the shadow healed people. Mm-hmm. When you touched the hem of his garment, the woman with the issue of blood, it healed her. Mm-hmm. When you're walking and you command the atmosphere, and it's not about being cocky, it's not about being prideful, it's about knowing who you are and who you rest in. And when you rest in that, then all of a sudden that atmosphere around you changes and you command the atmosphere.
That's beautiful. Now I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
So can you close us out with a prophetic song, prophetic word, worship?
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about, you know, people and addictions and kind of running after God, like I just hear him saying, I've chased you down so many times before. I wanted to tell you I love you more and more. You can't run or can't hide from this love. I love you, I love you, I love you.
That was beautiful. I felt that. Thanks, y'all.